Hello, everyone. Welcome to More We Talk. We talk football. And my apologies, I couldn't make a video immediately after the game. I was tired. Like, you guys that make recording or you guys that watch games, especially from other parts of the globe, I applaud you guys. I don't know how you guys do it season in, season out. You're watching the games at odd hours. It just felt so strange. I was so exhausted. At some point, I actually did doze off because I was that tired. And I really want to applaud you guys. You guys, you're the real fans. You're the real fans, man. I'm talking to those that aren't in the central Greenwich Meridional time. Yeah. Those in Australia, Asia, America, I don't know how you guys do it, but I applaud you guys, man. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. So yeah, the game, it was a decent game. I expected a win. I didn't do a preview because I just felt, you know what, yeah, there should be a win. I expected a win. I kind of anticipated that Maresca was going to rotate heavily because they kept on talking about the weather, the temperature, and all of that. So I just felt, okay, you know what? This is ES Tunis, and I'm like, okay, it's not as tough as the Flamingos and the rest, yeah, but it was still a must-win game. In order for us to advance, we had to win. So I anticipated a heavy rotation, but not to the detriment of affecting the results. So yeah, I didn't see Shield coming up, but Maresca brought in Shield, and to be fair, he tried. Yeah, he tried. And tossing, I expected. Lavia, I expected to be there. However, didn't expect Caicedo to be benched, but he was benched, and I'm glad he was benched because that dude will run him into the ground if care is not taken. He's played pretty much every game, and looking at him on the bench, just relaxing, I just felt a sense of relief. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Rest, save your energy, save your energy. We have more important games coming up. Save your energy. Lavia played, Enzo played, and Madueke, I expected him to actually start. The lap, that one we had no choice because the Moonwalker walked his way out of these fixtures. So, who else? Who else was a new face? Gusto. Well, to be fair, it makes sense that Gusto starts this particular game. We'll need Reece James for heavier fixtures, you know. And who else? Who else in that midfield? Okay, yeah. Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall started in that game. And to be fair, he was okay. Nkunku started. So, yeah, the game starts, and to me, we tried to cage them in, or should I say, Tunis, they opted to not hold the ball. They just wanted to pick up loose balls and hit us on the break. That was their initial game plan. And to an extent, especially the very first 10 minutes, it seemed like they were onto something because they just kept on picking up loose balls. And to an extent, they kept on taking the ball from us. They were just like pickpocketing our players and just taking the ball. And they just kept on going. And the speed, to be fair, I didn't anticipate that speed, especially the first 10, 15 minutes of the game. They seemed like they were onto something. And we just kept on pressing. And they just kept on being patient, waiting for their moment. Once the ball just comes up, they hit us with the break. Unfortunately, I hear that they were missing a key player due to suspension. And unfortunately, they just didn't seem to hit the target. They just weren't able to get that finish. And kudos to our defense. Tosi, Badashile, those two, they actually did stand on business. this morning. Yeah. So I feel that to an extent they played a massive role while they had practically zero shots on target. I think it was pretty much the entire game. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they the first half you could sense that we were gaining on them. We were gaining on them. The momentum was shifting, and in what impressed me the most was we kept on making these unexpected passes. Shout out to Enzo. I really want to give a special shout out to Enzo. Enzo impressed me. Yes, the opponent is not of that high caliber, but Enzo impressed me. Why? He kept on making what I call the unexpected pass. You know, when you're watching football on the screen, you see better than the players on the pitch. So there are some passes that you look at and you're like, okay, yeah, this person's open, make this pass. You can't make this pass, make this pass. But Enzo kept on defying what, maybe I was too sleepy to observe, but to me, Enzo just kept on defying what I expected him to, the passes to make. And his passes seemed better than my own eyes. And I'm the one watching it on the screen. So fair play to the guy. He really did well for me. And we get a free kick midway in the first half. And who's to take it? Same old Enzo. Enzo lofts the ball perfectly to towards Tossi. And Tossi gives a cheeky header. That header looked like it was going. A lot of people blame the Tunis goalkeeper, but that goal was not his fault. That ball did look like it was going on its way out. So he just froze and expected the ball to go out, and it just bounced and went in. So fair play. And yeah, you know, I always criticize the team of not being deadly with our aerial balls. And fair play, finally, an aerial ball that finally finds the back of the net. Fair play. Tossi with a header, Enzo Fernandez with an assist, and game on. You could see the ES Tunis players. You could see them getting weaker and weaker and weaker as the game went on. And to my surprise, another person that surprised me in the game was Nkuku. Nkuku, fair play to him. For the first time in a long time, he was not a hologram. So, I don't know. Maybe Bluko may be onto something. Who knows? Maybe this tournament could actually increase his value and they sell. So, what else did I notice in that first half? That was pretty much it. The games, we just kept on growing on in the game. We were growing on them, and they just seemed to, their intensity just kept on dropping. And was the second? I'm trying hard to remember here. The second goal was, the second goal was a beautiful pass from what's his name, Enzo Fernandez, yet again, to find Delap. I'll get to Delap. So he finds a good pass to Delap, and Delap just beats his man, moves the ball to the right, and practically passes the ball, but he kind of hits it with a bit of a spin. So the ball just moves so slowly past their goalkeeper. This one, however, I will blame their goalkeeper, because what you doing ball watching? It's right there. It's not like the ball was hit with so much force. All you had to do was just, even if you felt the ball was not going nowhere, go to ground. Go to ground. You have to be, this is an elite competition. You have to act elite. Even if the ball is going over the bar, even if the ball is going past the net, go to ground. You commit. The guy just stood there and the ball just crawled past him. He could have saved that one. That's why I blame him on this one. Some people say that it's the lab's vision, the way he looked at the post. sort of threw the goalkeeper off. But I've had to look at the replay of that game, and the guy was focused on the ball. He was not looking at the lap. So what were you doing? I don't know. He was just trying to do his best Onana impression. Forgive the pun. But yeah, that was the vibe I was getting. So the ball goes in, and fair play, the lap. For those of you that were hoping for a 007, sorry. In fact, what am I saying? He actually killed it in his first appearance. He made an assist. So yeah, it's no 007. Yeah, it's gone. So as for the lap, I like his movement. It's better than Jackson in the box, but I want to see more. I want to see more. Maybe the Premier League will show him in better light, because I'm also taking into consideration the temperature there isn't friendly for these players who are used to a particular range of degrees Celsius. So the first half ends 2-0 up, and I'm thinking, you know what? Now will be a good time to actually bring in these players, the certain players that we want to see, because it's first half, the second half is about to start. We're 2-0 up, we're comfortable. It's not like a 1-0 lead like he did against Flamengo, where you just go experimenting. Now you can experiment. Now is the time that you can say, you know what, let's experiment. And fair play, he did that. Pretty much off the start of the second half, you could see players like Lavia getting a rest in the second half. You see players like what's his name? You see players like Esugo coming in. You see players like Gui coming in. You see players like Sa. Even Sa came in, and what's his name? The long-awaited Santos. Santos came in, and I was like, finally, because that was the player I had in mind when I said, okay, now is the time to actually experiment. He was the one I had in mind. And fair play, there's this one player I forgot to mention who actually put on a decent shift. Achimpong. Achimpong actually did well. I'm impressed by him. That boy, that kid has a future. I think he has a bright future. Whether at Chelsea, who knows, if Blue Coat will just look at him and say, you know what, let's sell, or wherever. But I think he has a bright future ahead of him if he keeps on with the trajectory that he's on. So, Tariq George also makes his appearance. He comes in, and fair enough, I like Tariq George. Tariq George, for me, actually even put on a better shift than Madueke. Yes, I've been saying that Madueke is direct and all of that, but in terms of technique, I feel Tariq George is a notch higher than Madueke. And I feel that if this guy has more game time, especially if he had someone to look up to, a proper winger to look up to, I feel that this guy really will become a key player. But for now, he is where he is, and we appreciate his efforts. He's doing well. He puts on a really good shift, I must say. And the second half just continues with the same way that I anticipated. There were chances for Chelsea. There were more and more chances for Chelsea. And a player that I was taking note of, that's Santos. Santos, for me, is pretty much like Liam Delap. I want to see more. It was a decent performance, but not compared to what I've been seeing at Strasbourg, and I want to see more. You can see that this guy is good, but I want to see more. If you get what I mean. He did play this ball, however, and I was so confused. Maybe I was too sleepy. I was so confused. It did hit the hand of a Tunis player, and it was in the box. The referee gave the penalty immediately, and the VAR, because I had a look at it and I was like, that didn't really feel like it was deliberate, like he put his hand up to stop the ball from going. He didn't anticipate the ball even coming through at first. It beat his man and he comes through towards him, and you could see him try to get his hand out of the way, but unfortunately it hits him. So it didn't feel deliberate. However, it did go out of play. And when the ref had a look at the VAR and said it was no pen, I kind of felt, okay, then give a corner kick. It did go out of play. Maybe I'm the one missing something here, a FIFA rule. You guys can correct me in the comment section. Hey, I don't know everything. So, Tariq George kept on asking questions in the attack, and what's his name? Santos. Santos just kept on probing and probing. Like I said, I just need to see more of him. Yeah. I just felt, you know what, at 2-0, this game is pretty much wrapped. And I was also following the LAFC and the Flamingo game based on what has happened at the Bayern Munich's group. So I just felt, hey, look what's going on here. But anyway, I'll cover that later on. So Tariq George goes in with an attack, with a strike from how many yards out? I think about 18 yards out of the 18-yard box. Yeah, he takes a shot, and once again, this Tunis goalkeeper, I don't know what this brother is on. He just he gets a hand to the ball, but bounces off him and into the net, and I'm like, bruh, where did you get your goalkeeping license from? Anyway, it goes in and it's 3-0, and I'm like, Tariq George! And 3-0, you could just see that the game was dead. The game was just dead because there was, 8 minutes left? The game was dead. So, fair play to Chelsea. We advance to the last 16 and we get to face Benfica. Who would have thought? That was a blessing in disguise. So if we had actually won the group, we would have ended up with Bayern Munich instead, because Bayern Munich were second in their group instead of the first that we foretold that they would end up as. Benfica finished top of their group and we get to play Benfica. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think if we go past Benfica, we don't get to meet PSG anymore. So, who knows? Who knows? But yeah, we win. Another more cha-ching in the bank, blue coal. I'm sure they'll be licking their lips and like, yes, this is what we want. If only the Premier League could do stuff like this. Yeah. Anyway, talk for another day. So, congratulations to Chelsea. We're in the last 16. Let's see what happens. I will, however, say just because we face Benfica does not mean that the players have to, rest a bit. I want, even us the fans, I want us to have it at the back of our minds that we are playing the likes of Bayern Munich. Let's be fair. This is a strong European side as well. And for them to top that group, you realize what that means. So we have to put on our A game against Benfica. If not, we will be in for a rude shock. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Enzo Fernandez will be up for it because he'll be going up against his former teammates. For me, in this game, my own man of the match, if I stutter myself away, is Enzo Fernandez. I think they gave it to Tossi, but for me personally, it is Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez is slowly becoming the kind of player we initially signed. And a lot of people are sleeping on this guy. He's gradually, quietly evolving. I could see it from his gameplay. I could see it from his passes. You could see it even in our first game against LAFC. You could see that run that he made from midfield. You could see that these little things, he's improving. And I do appreciate it. And I kind of like the fact that people are sleeping on him. Let it just be like a rude shot. So, yeah, game in the bag, round of 16. Here we go. And let's keep our fingers crossed. So, I guess that's it for me. I will keep an eye. I still am keeping an eye on the transfer. It's just that I kind of know what's really going on in the transfer market, which is why I don't want to just jump in on the whole PR and everything. So when significant moves are made, I will put a video out for that. So I guess that's pretty much it for now. Thank you guys for your time. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and put on your notifications so you get notified whenever I make a video. And that's it from me. Have a great day. God bless y'all. Peace.